Your mother would be very proud.
Tears flow from Sia's eyes. She nods.
Thank you.
Why don't I get us something to drink?
Raymond rises and walks towards the bar. Sia remains in her seat, sobbing silently. She leans her head against the gray leather.
Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge premieres Tuesday, 10/9 Central on NBC.
I have achieved what every criminal dreams of, but this isn't over yet. Let's celebrate.
2 hours of Blackfest, Thursday on NBC.
These judges have superpowers.
Oh, I smell talent.
This is how you do it!
Oh!
You defined what this show is all about.
Security would like to remind you to set your alarm and check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, Amera guards it.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Ortega. We want to start out tonight with some breaking news. Fresno police rushed to a neighborhood for a man lying in the road with a gunshot wound. We're told this happened on Lansing Way and Glen Avenue around 7 o'clock. Police say a neighbor called 911 saying they found a man in his 30s with a gunshot wound. The man was rushed to the hospital and is in critical condition. Officials right now are not sure what led up to this shooting.
We do have some witnesses that are related to the original RP that called us. We're still interviewing them at this time, but we have not had a chance to debrief them to anything specific about a suspect or anything like that.
Not long after, police rushed to the area of Blackstone in Dakota where there was a crash that involved the officers. They say it's connected to the same shooting. At this scene, 2 people were rushed to the hospital. We're told the officers are okay, but both incidents are still under investigation. And within just that hour, that shooting on Blackstone Avenue, police say they located a man with a gunshot wound on North Rich and Angus Avenues. Police tried to save this man's life on the scene, then rushed him to the hospital where he is now in stable condition. However, police are still trying to piece together a lot about what led up to this victim being shot.
It is unknown if this incident occurred here on Norwich or if it happened somewhere else. However, we do know that the victim was here when and had the gunshot wound when we located him.
They are still looking for evidence of a shooting around the area where they found the man. It's unknown at this time where he was shot. Police did not say whether this victim is related to the Blackstone shooting. A woman is dead after a rollover crash ended with a car landing into the front bedroom of a Selma home. This happened near East Dinuba and Francher Avenues early this morning. Rhett Rodriguez spoke with the family who say they're still in shock.
This is a scene nearly 12 hours after a car crashed into the front bedroom of the Perez home. If you take a look around the front yard, you can see the carport has been completely leveled. There are clothes scattered across the roof that are not the Perez family's. There's items from the car all over the ground, and this is what's left of her daughter's front bedroom. Take a look at this video. A car can be seen racing down Dinuba Avenue in Selma just minutes after 4 a.m. Sunday morning. This is the sound that rang out, waking up Elizabeth Perez and her daughter as the car crashed into the front bedroom of her home.
I felt everything. I felt like the pressure of the whatever flying. I felt the pressure on my house, and I just covered my daughter and I just said, God protect us, and my whole house just shook.
Luckily for Perez, her and her 5-year-old daughter were not in the front bedroom when the crash happened.
She normally sleeps in her bed. I sometimes sleep there. Last night we just slept in my room. We cuddled there and we fell asleep together, and I'm so thankful for that.
The California Highway Patrol says the car was traveling at a high rate of speed when the driver lost control of the car, crashing into another car and a telephone pole before going airborne. The 2 people in the car at the time have been described as a 23-year-old male and a 23-year-old female. Both were ejected after it rolled over. Investigators are still trying to find out what led to the crash. Neighbor Joseph Perella was one of the few who rushed to help.
I saw a man just didn't look good. He was just laid out on the driveway, and then they were just trying, hey, talk to us, stay awake, and he was moving a little bit.
Officials say the two were rushed to the hospital for life-threatening injuries. The woman died at the hospital, and the man's condition is not known. Investigators do not know who was driving the car. Perez says this is one example of the ongoing issue of cars speeding in the area.
Cars pass like flying. It's ridiculous.
For now, Perez and her daughter are staying with a family member until they can find a way to fix their home and find a sense of peace.
Walls could be built. What I lost was the peace I have in my home now. You know, to think we're not out there doing bad. She was in a room, who knows what happened.
Brett Rodriguez, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Wow, a scary situation there. And if you would like to help the Perez family, there is a link to their GoFundMe page on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. And in Visalia, a car crashed into a power pole last Saturday night at 11 p.m. That caused a big power outage on Murray Avenue between Willis Street and Jacob Street. A 27-year-old Javier Diaz was arrested for being under the influence while driving. He rear-ended another car and they both lost control, hitting a home and that power pole. Both drivers were taken to the hospital for their injuries but are going to be okay. Power has now been restored to the surrounding neighborhoods and Diaz was booked into jail. But during that power outage, Visalia police say this man was trying to take advantage of the situation and broke into a nearby Smart and Final that had its lights out. 28-year-old Michael Newbold was found on the property and arrested for burglary. Fresno police are looking for a suspect who shot a man at a gas station and took off. This happened around 11 o'clock last night on East Olive Avenue at the Circle K. Police say when they got there, they found a man lying on the ground with one gunshot wound to his upper body. He was rushed to the hospital. Witnesses told police it stemmed from an argument inside the store.
From witness statements, it looks like it started from an argument outside of the gas station, and then during the argument, the suspect pulls out a firearm and shoots the victim at least one time in his upper body.
Police say after the suspect shot the victim, he got in his car and drove off. Right now, officials are still looking for that suspect. They're working on getting surveillance video from the gas station and surrounding businesses. If you know anything that can help in this case, call police. And Visalia police investigating after a man was found shot and killed in a car near an apartment complex. This happened Friday night, just after 10 o'clock on Cypress Avenue in Linwood Street. Officials say reports came in about shots being fired in the area. When they got there, they found a 27-year-old man dead in his car. This case is still under investigation. If you have any information, call Visalia police. Dozens attended the event No Town Chill in Fresno today to help raise awareness for mental health. The event was put on by the Art Silva Foundation, which was created to help those struggling with mental health and bring them opportunities to enjoy some creative outlets. Held at the Maya Event Center on East Shaw, there were vendors, photo booths, arts and crafts. And Art Silva, the founder, says it's all about making a safe space for people to talk about mental health.
The goal is to make it okay to be not okay. So basically what I'm trying to do is, I'm not saying anything big, but I'm using my status. I've been, the last 20-some years of doing community work, events, and all this stuff. Basically using my status to say, hey, it's okay. If I could say I'm not okay, maybe that'll help you to do the same.
The event was completely free for anyone that wanted to attend and learn more about the resources available. The foundation is also working on opening a mental health practice in Fresno.
We look at the highs for today. Most of the valley in the mid-80s, Fresno 85, Visalia 85. And as we take a look at your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy, our top pollens are tree, grass, and ragweed. We're in the mild level for tomorrow and dip into the low category through Thursday. I'll have your full forecast coming up right after this.
Our community has donated donated 24,000 books, and now we're giving them away to kids for free.
Join Reading Hard and KC24 for the 5th annual Reading Extravaganza, Saturday, June 10th at Storyland.
This family event is full of free games and prizes for the kids, celebrity readers, mascots, and so much more.
Plus, kids services from our presenting partners, Fresno County Superintendent of Schools and Calviva Health.
Education Matters, June 10th at Reading Extravaganza.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I'm here to remind you that if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Spokesman Tom Mustin is with us in the Help Center. So, Tom, tell the viewers at home why they should call in.
Well, Gina, they should call because we have live agents available for you right now. If someone's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now and find out how much your case is potentially worth.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Things are heating up. Good thing this Rogue has the most standard safety features in its class. Our competitors can't say that.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Hurry. These epic offers won't last forever.
We're back, California. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. The Memorial Day Sell-a-thon is back at your California Ford dealer. And for a limited time, get $1,000 open trade assist cash on F-150 and across the Ford SUV lineup. We have more inventory on the ground and ready to go now. This Memorial Day Sell-a-thon gets 0% APR for 60 months plus $3,000 bonus cash on a 2023 Ford Explorer XLT SUV. The hottest offers of summer are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Hurry, it all ends May 31st.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. If you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to tell you how much your case is potentially worth. So, Tom, tell the viewers watching at home who should call in right now.
Well, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. We have live agents available to answer any questions you have. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. You heard it, folks. Call now.
Welcome back. Your weather headlines for today. Below average temps did continue through today. We will see a slight cool down on Tuesday. And of course, around the summertime, there will be more sunshine this week and the 90s will return as of next weekend. Our Valley Cam brought to you by Eagle Mountain Casino. This is just outside of Kauai Health. Ultimately, there are some clouds in the sky, but it's still looking to be a nice evening. Our temperatures right now, 67 in Merced, 73 in Fresno, and 72 in Porterville. So just hovering around that 70-degree mark. Our futurecast does show some clouds coming into the area to start your work week on Tuesday, and you look and you can see it's covering most of Fresno County, a little bit of Madera, and also some of Kings. We take a look at today in history with our almanac. Today, our high was 85. Our average is 86, so we are just one below our normal this time of year. But the record was set in 1984 at 107. So if you think today was hot, guess what? It could be worse. Our air quality for tomorrow, Merced, Madera, Kings, all in that green category, while Fresno, Tulare County, and Sequoia National Park are in the moderate category, so we will keep an eye on that. Our low temperatures for tomorrow will be somewhere in the mid-50s to low 60s throughout the valley, 55 in Hanford, 52 in Madera, 56 in Chowchilla, so ultimately it will just be a nice, cool evening. And as we flip it over to tomorrow, we'll be somewhere in the mid-80s through most of the valley, 87 in Madera, 83 in Selma, 89 in Hanford and Lemoore, so they do have a chance to reach that 90-degree range, and Delano will make 83. And as we flip it over to tonight, partly cloudy, we will get down to 60 degrees tonight, and we'll have that wind up to 10 miles per hour. Our Memorial Day will look pretty nice tomorrow. 85 degrees is your high. We will see mostly sunny skies with a little wind in that 10-mile-per-hour range. And as we switch to our 5-day forecast, 82 degrees, that is that cool down I did mention. We will go up just 2 degrees on Wednesday up to 84, but our overnight lows will hover mainly around that 60-degree mark at 58 and 59. And as we look to our weekend, Saturday and Sunday will be 92 degrees with mostly sunny skies.
All right, that Memorial Day weekend forecast looks pretty nice. So tomorrow's a good day to head out. Angelique Martinez joins us now with what's coming up in sports.
Yeah, the Mountain West Baseball Championship wrapped today, and a few Bulldogs earned recognition. Coming up, a few former Bulldogs had big days at the plate. We've got more on that next in Sports Central.
Start your day with Ksee 24 to get all the local news that matters on Ksee Sunrise. Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Central Valley Honda Dealers.
100% ribeye beef in a burger. Yep, 100% ribeye beef in a burger. My Ribeye Steakhouse burgers. All the flavor of a juicy ribeye steak in a burger. Did I mention they're made with 100% ribeye beef?
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra light-duty models. We are professional grade GMC.
That's for you to decide, but you should know the facts. I'm not looking to tell people what to believe or what to think. I am here to tell you to think.
Cuomo.
Boy, I hesitate to say this, but I agree with Chris Cuomo. You don't have to like the outcomes, but we have to trust the outcomes. Let's talk about all of it.
This is the most in-depth and actually thoughtful conversation on this topic I've ever had.
So what do you think?
Vet it, weigh it, be a free agent. Cuomo, weeknights at 8/7 Central on News Nation.
Hey, can I ask you something?
It's not about all the times your teen shuts you down. It's about the times they don't. Believe it or not, you're still their biggest influence. Having ongoing conversations with your teens about the risks of cannabis cuts their chance of future misuse.
Hey, can I ask you something?
I guess.
Ask questions
How you been feeling?
and take time to listen to their experiences. Find more helpful tools at letstalkcannabis.cdph.ca.gov.
It's time to get your vehicle ready for summer. And the best place to do it is at your local Big O Tires Memorial Day sale. Going on now through May 29th. With combined savings valued up to $280. Get up to $170 in rebate savings on 4 select in-stock tires. Plus free basic installation on 4 select Michelin, BF Goodrich, or Uniroyal tires. Plus 0 interest if paid in full. Only at Big O Tires, the team you trust.
My legendary mozzarella sticks are back, and they come with, wait for it, keep waiting, marinara sauce. You asked for it, you got it. You can thank me later. Get them as part of my mini munchies for just $3.50.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
The 2023 Mountain West Baseball Championship wrapped on Sunday at Pete Biden Field. The Bulldogs were eliminated on day 3 on Saturday following an 11-8 loss to San Jose State. Despite the loss, a couple Diamond Dogs earned recognition for their performance throughout the conference tournament. Tommy Hopfe and Travis Welker were named to the all-tournament team. Hopfe guided the Bulldogs past San Diego State in their first elimination game, hitting a pair of 2-run homers and also securing his 11th save of the season. The Bulldogs wrapped the year with a 30-27 overall record.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts. It hurts. These guys put a lot into this. Every single day and what's coming up to this field and what they've set out to do and doing it for each other. You know, for some of these guys, it's their last opportunity to play. And what they've given to this program, some of them for the last 6 years.
On Sunday, the top seed San Jose State faced number 3 Air Force for the Mountain West title. The Spartans secured a 12-9 victory over the Falcons to win their first Mountain West championship in program history. It's also the first time SJSU is headed to an NCAA regional since 2002. Meanwhile, a former Fresno State Diamond Dog continues his hitting ways in the majors. Aaron Judge hit his 15th homer of the season. He leads the American League in homers this year, despite missing 10 games due to an injury. Judge helped guide the Yankees to a 10-7 victory over the Padres. From Yankee Stadium to Chuck Chansey Park in downtown Fresno, another former Fresno State baseball player having a good day. E.J. Andrews, he made 2 incredible catches on Sunday for the Grizzlies and also hit a 3-run homer for his 7th home run of the year. Andrews helped lead the Grizzlies to a 10-9 win over the Stockton Ports. High school state playoff brackets have been released, taking a look at our local high school baseball teams playing for state championships. All games will be played on Tuesday, May 30th at host sites. In Division 1, the 2-seed De La Salle will host number 7 Buchanan. In D2, top-seeded Kingsburg will face the 8th seed. And in D3, number 4 Liberty Madera will face number 5 Oakmont. All games are scheduled for 4 p.m. start. And we've got a full slate of softball pairings as well in the NorCal region. In Division 1, Central will host California. In Division 2, Bullard got the 4 seed hosting Monterey. And down in D3, Madera is on the road at Central Catholic. In D4, Fowler earned a home playoff game against Somerville. And in Division 5, Stone Ridge Christian in Merced earned a home game. One local team ended up in a SoCal bracket. Orange Cove is the 7 seed. They'll be on the road at Fullerton. That's going to do it for sports. KC24 News continues after this.
KC24 News is brought to you in part by Jets Plus.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and have s'more fun. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's crispy. Anyone?
This Memorial Day, shop the largest selection of hybrid and electrified vehicles from the most reliable brand on the road. Toyota. Let's go places.
And Doug.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
So you only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. And you get out there and you make us proud, huh?
Bye, Uncle Emu.
Stay off the freeways.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's the final lap of Central Valley Honda dealers' Race to Save. Better make your move now for winning deals on every new Honda. Like 3.9% APR on CRV, with a new hybrid delivering up to 43 mpg. 2.9% APR on Passport, with loads of cargo space and available all-wheel drive. And 3.9% APR on Pilot, with 3-row seating and Honda Sensing Standard. But you better step on it. Our Race to Save event ends Memorial Day.
It's never happened. America has never defaulted on its debt. But John Duarte and Republicans in Congress keep pushing us closer. See, instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, Duarte voted to take away things we depend on. Funding for education, Medicaid, even veterans' health care. All while protecting tax breaks for billionaires and big corporations. So tell John Duarte, stop pushing America into default and start looking out for us.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and have s'more fun. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's crispy. Anyone?
This Memorial Day, get low 3.99% APR on Camry or lease for $379 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is KC24 News at 11.
The president and the Speaker of the House both touting a last-minute compromise designed to keep the U.S. economy and by extension of the world's economy from a potentially devastating collapse. The compromise puts limits on some federal spending but does not cut spending as much as Republicans had wanted. Ali Rafa reports.
This deal is good news, I believe you'll see, for the American people. The agreement prevents the worst possible crisis, a default.
Tonight, a long-awaited deal to lift the nation's debt ceiling reached. But the race to avert a potentially disastrous default is in many ways just beginning.
We know at any time when you sit and negotiate within two parties that you got to work with both sides of the aisle.
President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy finalized the deal on a phone call this evening, locking in a budget and debt limit increase until after the 2024 election. But the agreement is a hard sell for some far-right Republicans and progressives.
It is bad policy. I told the president that directly when he called me last week on Wednesday, that this is saying to poor people and people who are in need that we don't trust them.
If this is another round of sequestration, not only will I vote no, I will not be intimidated by June 5th.
June 5th, now the earliest estimated date the U.S. will no longer be able to pay its bills.
It doesn't get everything everybody wanted.
The deal calls for spending on most items next year to remain roughly the same, with the exception of defense spending and veterans programs. Temporary changes to increase work requirements for people on food stamps, which Democrats fiercely oppose. But there are no changes to Medicaid, a priority for the president. A compromise also reached to make it easier for companies to receive permits for energy projects.
The negotiations were intense. They were quite challenging. The outcome of that is a fundamental shift in the spending trajectory in Washington.
The deal will have to pass in both the House and Senate before the president can sign it into law. McCarthy vowing lawmakers will have 3 days to read the 150-page document before holding a vote.
It could take as long as a week if Republicans use all of the procedural tactics at their disposal. That, of course, would result in a default on American debt. Yeah, something that we would never recover from.
White House and Republican officials now working the phones, trying to shore up as much support as possible from the middle of their parties before the House votes on the deal as early as Wednesday. Both sides confident they can pull this across the finish line in time.
We did a conference call with our conference, and over 95% were overwhelmingly excited about what they see.
Are you confident this deal will get to your debt? Yes.
Want to know the state of the city? Watch Fresno City Mayor Jerry Dyer deliver his annual State of the City address right here on KC24, Wednesday at 7. Hosted by Fresno Chamber of Commerce and presented by these great sponsors.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Things are heating up. Good thing this Rogue has the most standard safety features in its class. Our competitors can't say that.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Hurry. These epic offers won't last forever.
This is the most exciting moment in painting, when the frog tape comes off. When all the swatches, samples, prep, and pride depend upon Frog Tape's best-in-class paint block technology to keep paint out and keep lines sharp. From long stretches of baseboards to complicated corners around windows to crown molding that will have you asking, what room should we paint next? Frog Tape, when it matters most.
We mark every inch they grow, but something can be growing that we don't see. It's what doctors call toxic stress. There are steps parents can take to help. Learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress at first5california.com.
We're back, California. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. The Memorial Day Sell-a-thon is back at your California Ford dealer. And for a limited time, get $1,000 open trade assist cash on F-150 and across the Ford SUV lineup. We have more inventory on the ground and ready to go now. This Memorial Day Sell-a-thon gets 0% APR for 60 months plus $3,000 bonus cash on a 2023 Ford Explorer XLT SUV. The hottest offers of summer are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Hurry, it all ends May 31st.
Next week on Sunrise, we're getting scaly with the Reptile Expo, learning more about everything that waddles, skips, or even slithers. You're not going to want to miss out next week here on KC24 Sunrise.
And finally from us, a unique car show in the Central Valley today that didn't focus on one type of car or driver, but try to bring them all together in one place. The springtime festivities put on by the Mafia of Family Ties hosted a big car show today with vendors, trophies for best cars, and raffles, all on North Marks Avenues along Highway 99. The entrance into the event was $10, and to enter your car into the drawing was $25. Organizers say this event was so everyone, including their families, can enjoy cars and their company.
Yeah, well, the whole purpose is, bringing everybody together like this. We got families bringing out, coming out here with their children, checking out different builds. There's a lot of different varieties of cars that people, put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, their whole passion into it, and they get to display that, at times like this.
And that does it for us here at KC24 News. Good night.
It's Ashley's Memorial Day weekend sale. Check out these must-have items, now under $500. Saturday through Monday. The first 25 guests will receive $50 Ashley cash. Plus pay 0% interest for 72 months with no minimum or down payment. Only at Ashley.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist, standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick. The choice is yours. Head to your Central Valley Chevy dealers today for exciting Memorial Day offers all month long on the stylish Equinox. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models.
At Long John Silver's, our 100% white meat chicken is always just a batter dip away from becoming its own golden treasure. Batter up. Dive into our $6 chicken basket or order ahead at longjohnsilvers.com. Fish yeah.
The opportunity to make a difference doesn't always require a uniform. Be the vital link between the community and our officers as a CHP dispatcher. Make a positive difference in your community and apply now. Scan the code or visit chpbethevoice.com.
Ashley's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Save $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses and get $100 instant savings on Ashley Sleep adjustable base sets. Plus pay 0% interest for 72 months with no minimum or down payment. Only at Ashley.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
At United Health Centers, we've opened new locations to better serve our Kings, Tulare, and Fresno County communities. Call or stop by a beautiful new center near you.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
The following paid commercial program does not reflect the opinions and views of Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their employees and affiliates. The following is a paid presentation for the Good Feet store, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. Do you suffer from foot pain? How about knee, hip, or back pain?
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs.
And I would tiptoe out of bed because my heels hurt so badly.
The pain was really bad in my knees, my ankles, even in my hips sometimes.
For the last 30 years, people who've struggled to find a long-term solution finally found the relief they'd been searching for, thanks to Good Feet arch supports that are only available from the Good Feet store.
Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, no knee pain, no neck pain, I'm completely pain-free.
I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem.
When I went to the Good Feet store, I had free fittings. I got to try them on for free. So I walked around in the store and I started sobbing because I had no pain.
My mom took me into Good Feet, and then that's when we got my arch supports. A week after I got them, I was like, holy cow, like all of a sudden the pain just went away.
If you suffer from foot, knee, hip, or back pain, Good Feet arch supports can help relieve, even eliminate it.
If you have foot pain, it's not normal and you need to do something about it. The Good Feet arch support system can be highly effective for pain relief because of their special design.
And that persistent backache, that pain in your knees and hips, could be due to your feet not being properly aligned. The Good Feet arch supports can help relieve the pain by addressing the source of the problem.
The Good Feet arch support system can not only alleviate, but also eliminate all the aches and pains in your lower body, is because it's supporting those 4 arches and giving you a proper alignment.
Coming up on today's program, you'll meet real people who have real pain that's drastically limiting their quality of life, who've tried all types of solutions with no success. Then they'll go to the Good Feet store, where they'll be personally fitted by an arch support specialist from over 300 models and sizes as they try them for the very first time. Then we'll check in with them a few weeks later to see whether or not they've helped. So stay tuned to see if the Good Feet store delivered the solution they've been searching for, and learn how personally fitted Good Feet arch supports can help relieve your pain, improve your balance, performance, and comfort. For over 30 years, the Good Feet store and Good Feet arch supports have been helping improve the quality of people's lives by alleviating, even eliminating their foot, knee, hip, and back pain. They're not sold in drugstores, online, or anywhere else. Try the Good Feet system for yourself with a free personalized fitting and test walk, and see how they work for you before you buy. Just stop in at the Good Feet store near you or schedule an appointment. Now let's meet some real people with real pain who are looking for a solution. Joe's Inn is a local legend. At a place this popular, the team is always on their feet and in motion. That often finds them working in pain.
The pain that I experience the most is foot pain. From being on my feet all day, the back pain is a dull ache.
My feet always hurt, my knees hurt, my hips hurt, my back hurt. It was a little bit of everything.
My arches will be a bit sore.
A lot of times in the service industry, you accept it. It's like, I'm just gonna push through it, but you're only hurting yourself.
This crew has tried just about everything to find some relief from their aches and pains.
Chiropractor, back braces,
ibuprofen, hot baths.
Stopped running, different shoes.
Despite all of their disappointments, the Joe's Inn team remains cautiously hopeful about finding a long-term pain relief solution.
life without pain. That would be incredible.
I hope that I won't feel the pain my whole life. If I can find remedies, if I can find adjustments and things to do, I would love that.
So keep watching as they try something else for the very first time. The Joe's Inn team has now made it to the Good Feet store, where they're hoping to find a solution for their pain.
Hi, welcome to the Good Feet store. You want to have a seat with me? We can discuss what brings you in.
Tori was wonderful. She immediately greeted me with warmth, and she was eager to figure out what was going on. She was eager to hear my story.
As an arch support specialist for Good